team of how many? 5 or 6? Yeah, we're a team of 6 now. But for this podcast, we'll be here as three. It will be myself, FJ. I don't know if you guys know each other.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, FJ and then Mustafa, the head of our technical team.
Mhm.
So it's really an honor to have you here today. I mean, it has been a long time since we wanted to have you on the board, and I'm so happy that we're finally going to have a very fruitful conversation today. So I'll just let FJ say something before we start the interview proper.
Yeah, I was gonna also say we're very happy to have you here, especially me that I don't know you personally like the others, like Mustafa and Rohi does. So it's nice to finally see you and be able to talk to you and learn more about your experience in the Gambia, also being in Europe right now in Denmark, if I'm correct, and just how it is being a coach, a mentor, all of above. You're a little bit of everything for the Gambian players. So it's gonna be interesting to hear more about this. So that's it. And Roy, you can just get started. I'm excited to hear more about this.
Right.
Thank you.
All
Pleasure.
right, MJ, thank you so much. So, Coach Jim, we're going to start with your personal story because most of us who know you in the Gambia, we know you as Coach Jim, we know you as the founder of Hope Basketball Academy or Club, and most of us who started basketball late, we came just a few years or months before you left for Europe. So, we would really love to know who Coach Muhammed Njie is, and what is your title like beyond your the founder as of Hope Basketball Academy, and what shaped your mindset growing up?
I mean, thank you for having me here. I mean, I've been running away from the interview for a long time, but I think finally
Right.
we have to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, like I usually say this, basketball changed a lot in me because
Mhm.
I grew up in a community where, a lot of my friends were into weed, doing crazy stuffs, and then my mom was always, holding my ear here, rocking my head, telling me, go to school, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
Then I joined Red Cross and then also started playing basketball. Then I moved away from the street, from whatever the boys were doing. Then fall in love with the game, started playing basketball more and more and more and more. After school, I can remember when I was in Lutheran high school, I will, close, then run to my house, just put my bag down and go to the basketball court just to have, you know, an hour or 30 minutes to play basketball.
Yeah.
So all this, and a lot more, you know, changed a lot in me because if I wasn't playing basketball, I would have been doing something else, which is not good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us have similar stories to that. We know how peer influence can really mess up the
Mhm.
career paths of young people here in the Gambia, especially when you have like a very bad circle. So I'm really glad that you were not part of the people who were peer influenced like negatively, and the fact that you stood up to what you believed in, it has a really big impact on our society now, because you didn't just help yourself, but like you have a society full of young people that you're helping right now, young players that you have helped traveled. So we'll get to talk about that more. So I would ask, why basketball as a vehicle for change? Why not football or another path?
Well, first, I'm not good in football. I used to play football, but I wasn't good. So my coach said, you have to give up. You couldn't make it. So I stopped playing. But basketball, my height, I was growing more and more. Then it was easy for me to score. It was easy for me to, dribble. It was easy for me to do a lot of things, And then I remember one of my uncles used to come from the States. So he used to, watch basketball a little bit, and then he would come with these YouTube tapes, video tapes of Michael Jordan, and then in our
Yeah.
house. So by then, we don't have YouTube in our house or things like that. So normally we have this big, massive video tapes where you just come and put the cassette in and then just sit down and watch. Then I
Yeah.
watched this video of Michael Jordan explaining how he prepare, you know, prepare before games, and then when he was talking about even the way he remove his hair, and then a lot of things. So I said, wow, this is something good.
Mm.
I think I'll be able to do this. Then I keep on playing more and more, more and more. And then the basketball court was just like a stone throw from my house. I can just,
Yeah.
walk 1 minute and then get to the basket. That was Charles Zhao. I don't know if you know Charles Zhao
Oh
in there.
yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So it was easy for me to just go there, play basketball,
Mm.
and then, without staying home and then to broom attire for my dad because my dad used to drink attire a lot. So in order for me to run away, I have to go and play basketball.
Play basketball. Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm not good in football. Basketball was the easiest thing for me, and
Mm.
then, I fall in love with the game. I was good, not good like but I was good. So that's why I choose the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And the fact that you chose basketball and your time, I believe you guys didn't have a lot of opportunities. Like you didn't, I would say you didn't have any opportunities because we know
Mm,
how the game is in the Gambia. So for
mm.
you to play basketball till this time, then you start something up for other young people playing it. I think we'll really applaud you for that. So thank you so much.
Thank
Now
you.
we want to start to talk about the birth of Hope Academy. Um, what problem did you see in Gambian youth development that pushed you to create the academy?
Okay. I mean, the Bar of Hope, two things happened.
Mhm.
First, I wanted to make it as a professional. I wanted to play in college, and I wasn't able to do it. Then I said to
Yeah,
myself, if I cannot make it, let me create something that that will give opportunity to other young people coming, so they will able to also make it.
yeah,
So that is one of the reasons why Hope started. The other reason is that I came back from China around 20 around 2013 2014, and
yeah,
there's this young boy called Ibrahima. He said to me, Coach, by then I was with one basketball program in the Gambia, I sent together. I don't know if you know it.
yes.
Yeah, I was the director of basketball operation. I was part of the founders. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
yeah, so he said to me, I want to play basketball. Can you help me with a basketball shoe? But I wasn't able to provide a basketball shoe at that moment. I said to him, can you give me a couple of weeks? Then before I was able to get the shoe for him, he already left with his friends to Italy through Libya.
Oh,
So he drowned and he
oh,
didn't make it. He died. So
oh,
I blame myself. I said if I was able to provide the shoe, maybe a week or two, or a couple of days, maybe he would have started playing basketball and not, embark on this journey. So I said, what can I do to stop this? What can I contribute? What can I do? Then that's the idea of, hope, came about. Then I said, let me just start this program to restore hope in the lives of young people that we can travel all over the world if we play basketball and focus on our education.
no.
Yeah.
That's a hard touching story. I mean, I pray Allah grant him Jannatu Firdaus, and
Mm,
it's really sad that the story pushed you to start this, but it's really good that you started it because of that story. Because in as much as yes, he passed away because things are not working in the country. We know how the country is,
yeah.
so that pushed him to go. But the fact that you have that guilt in you to start up this, I would really say, that was a huge thing. And Hope is was built on a true life story. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really amazing. FJ, would you want to say anything before we proceed?
Yeah, actually, just as you said, obviously it's a sad story. Um, and that it's just very, very heart touching, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that you started overall this academy, which gives it the word, because I was also wondering why it was called Hope,
Mhm.
like Hope Academy. It can be Jim's Academy, it can be, something like that. But now it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
this gives it makes total sense. Hope, like hope for the future, hope to get this, hope to get that, not just for you, but for future athletes or younger, the youths, that you've been helping right now and previous ones as well, and the future ones that you're gonna help. That's so now I can see what's the name, like the name where it came from. If I'm correct, obviously because of that situation, that story, and because of that person who sadly tragically passed away, and that you knew about him, and also just goes to shows that there's so much. Basketball is just more than a sport. It's just one practice, one session can do so much more for a person, and just take that mind of going somewhere and just be like, I can actually make it if I just have the opportunity, or someone that believes in me. So I just want to say it's good that there's people that can count on you overall, that they believe that you are there because you see hope in them, right?
Yeah.
So I think this academy, I can just see it will definitely continue to go well. Inshallah, God willing, will continue to increase. And one thing I also wanted to add is the people that you've been helping also, is it more so, is it specific, is like a specific age that you were wondering about or thinking about that you're helping? Also just like whoever that has the ambition and the approval of the family, maybe I can help them, or is it just like a specific age group that you're trying to help?
I mean, it doesn't matter the age, you just gotta have the potential and then you have to be in school also because
Yeah.
yeah, basketball, your talent alone doesn't, doesn't take you anywhere.
Exactly.
Education is part of it, so a lot of times also the way I was able to, help most of these kids travel is because I know a lot of people from outside. When they come to Gambia, they want to see kids. So I just say, look, it's here. They're like for example, I'm using this example. Like you go to Abuko to look for a rap. I mean, you just stand there and then look at, everywhere and
Yeah,
then just choose one and then that's it.
right.
So that's when they come, they just like go and look at the kids, and then when they are impressed, they say, I wanna help this kid, I wanna take this kid. I said, Look, one thing for sure, we are from, you know, not so, rich families. So most of
Mm.
these kids cannot afford tickets, passports, and things like that. So you go to their parents, get their parents approval, get them passports, make sure they're going to school. Don't just take them to Europe and then just throw them there. It's not gonna work like that. Let them go to school. Make sure that you take care of their parents a little bit that you can, and then
Yeah,
that's it. So that's how I was able to, you know, do all these things. And then I was making it easy for them all because you don't have to pay me for it because hope is not mine. It's not, I started, but it's not mine.
yeah.
One day, if I'm not around anymore, it's still gonna continue. Even in the constitution that we had, it says that even if I'm not interested in hope anymore, I'm not gonna sell it or I'm not gonna do anything like pass it to my family or things like that. No, it's gonna stay with the community.
Mhm.
That's in the constitution, that's what we have there. So it's not like I own it. Like, so I don't need you to pay me to help a kid. Just get them out, give them an opportunity. That was
Yeah,
the reason why we had a lot of kids going, through hope. Yeah.
that's that's amazing.
And then you said something about why not James Academy. Somebody asked me that before and said, why not you name it after Jim? Because this is Gambia. If you don't put your name in in a particular project, they're gonna kick you out. They're gonna do this. I'm like, they can do whatever they want to do. This is not for me. This is for the community.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
whosoever wanna help, whosoever wanna come and contribute, is open for all of you. You just come and do whatever you can do. But one thing for sure, don't overshadow these kids. Don't
mhm.
come and try to play this selfish business with people. Saying
Yeah.
sport is business all over the world. It's only in Gambia that
Yes.
we do things because of hamnaki, haumaki, things like
Maslaha. Yeah,
masla.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So all those things I try to, correct. Whatever you're gonna do it just for the sake of these kids, do it for the sake of this country, and that's it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really great, and I'm glad you touched on how Gambians will always want to discourage you when you start something, especially when you actually tell them your plans. Like they always want to have an opinion or want to be a change on things that people started by themselves. It is great that you started it for the community and you gave it a name that suits the community. It's hope. And I'm so happy that FJ asked about talked about that, because we actually know now why it is hope and how hope started, which I believe is very important, because most of these basketball clubs in the Gambia, we just know, oh, this is the name, that's the name, but we don't know what inspired the people who started it to start it. So the next question would be, what were the challenges, or what was the biggest challenge you faced when you first started? And was it funding, was it structure, or was it belief from others, either your family or the people around you in the basketball community?
I can say first is the mindset. Gambia, our mindset is crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like that before. I was like that. My mindset was like 10,000 years behind. But then when Hope started, I was going to Senegal Seed Academy a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I was lucky to be in a one day to be in a room with one of the biggest people in African basketball, and then some big college some big college coaches, like the likes of. I was there in a room with Amadou Gallo and all these coaches from Cameroon, coaches from the States, you know. So I was sitting down, listening to them, asking questions, about what they're doing, and how, they get to where they are right now. Then I get the answers, I realized that Gambia, we are far behind, you know, be- especially our mindset. So I try to encourage people, this is what we started, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
First we have to learn the fundamentals. We have to be disciplined with the game, and then we have to go to school. You cannot be here just to play basketball and that's it. You have to go to school, sit in front of the class, help your parents at home first, like community service, and then come outside and maybe when the hospital need cleaning, you go and help.
Yeah.
But then it was difficult because some people might just want to come and then try to get something out of hope and then leave instead of contributing. Kuneka aksa interest rek.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest challenge that I had when it comes to hope. And then funding also, I didn't care that much because I was doing a lot of businesses. I was selling cement. I was having a car wash. I was doing a lot of things that I can just take money and then buy a basketball for the program, and then maybe buy two shoes for kids, fix the rim and then do all that. So I wasn't really, I didn't really care about funding because it's important to have funding. But after going around the whole country, Africell, QCell, and all these, big companies in the Gambia, even private people seeking funding, they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you. But they will never get back to you. And next minute you see them on TV spending a lot of money on something very foolish that will not help nobody in the Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, it doesn't make sense following, these people. It's just better. It's better we do what we have to do. One day things will, change. And then those people who used to help also get these kids out, I also told them that sometimes we need to fix our rim, sometimes we need balls. You have
Yeah.
to get us balls because that's where you will see the kids will prepare themselves, and then you see them and then help them. So we normally get shoes from outside Gambia, basketballs. Sometimes we get a little bit of $100, $200 that I can be able to share among the coaches just to encourage them,
Yeah.
yeah, like a salary. It's not. I'm not gonna say salary, but just something token that will keep them, motivated and coming.
Yeah.
You know, some kids will complain that they cannot go to school because of school fees, or some will say they don't have fare. Some will come and, you know, say no food at the house, things like that.
Mm.
So you have to, you know, just tabah manyak, all these things just to make sure, just to make sure that everybody is happy and everybody is motivated.
Yeah. This is the real community program for everyone, because as a player I know how hard it can be sometimes, especially when it comes to fairs
Mm.
and some other small stuff.
Yeah,
Honestly, for me, I don't really struggle that much, but I have other kids in the team that will come, oh, right, they want to pass that, but they
yeah.
don't just leave, they don't just, and it's not just me. They go to the coaches, they go
Mm.
to the other senior players. So I believe all these programs are really something very, very impactful in our society. So I'm glad you also talked about our dangerous mindsets, because
Yeah,
Gambians really, we need a lot of education when it comes
mm.
to our mindsets, because ñun suñ gëmee benn dara rek loolu lañ dee focus on, like, completely, even if sometimes we know that that is not a good thing, or that doesn't have any positive impact in our lives and the people around us. So
Yeah.
many young athletes believe talent alone is enough. Why do you think that mindset is dangerous?
Talent alone will not get you anywhere, because I mean, like, if even if you make it as a professional basketball player, it doesn't. Maybe after 7 to 10 years, well, if you are lucky like LeBron James, you can go 20 years. But
Yeah.
maybe after 7 to 10 years, you might start to have some, physical problems, and then
Mhm.
you getting old. Injuries might happen. You might have like a severe injury that will stop you from playing basketball. But then after that, what do you do next? Nothing. You cannot, even if you make a little bit of money, you cannot manage that money because of the education is not there.
Yeah.
So in as much as you play basketball, you need to focus on your books. You need to get good grades, because
Mhm.
that will get coaches to come and get you, because they don't want to just bring you to come and play basketball in the States or maybe somewhere else. Maybe
Mhm.
Spain, because Spain you can go there and play. That's it. But talent alone will not take you anywhere. You need to be a good person. You need to be smart in school. You need to focus.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You, I mean, like, good character, good person. A lot of times I think just last week I got a message from one of these coaches, college coaches in the States. He sent me a message and said, "Yo, how are you doing? It's been a while. I saw this kid from the Gambia who sent me a video. One of the kid is from one of the other teams in the Gambia.
Yeah.
Do you know the kid? How does he have a good character? Who are his parents? He
Mhm.
was asking me those kind of questions.
Mhm.
So sometimes I lie and then say things that I don't even know about the kid, but just to make sure that the kid get the opportunity. But deep down in my heart, I know it's not there.
Mhm.
And this is not the first time. I deal with a lot of kids from other teams from my academy that I get called from coaches and said, "Look, I'm trying to get this kid, but can you tell me about the attitude? The kid is good, but the attitude." Because
Mhm.
they don't want to bring players in the States, like in their teams, where they will be having problems with their teammates. They are not. A lot of things is happening.
Mhm.
That's what comes back to our mindset, because we
Yeah.
think when we get in the flight to the States or Spain, we think that we have achieved everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And not just when we enter flights. I feel like most of the times we get really influenced by the songs we listen to, the movies we watch, because just recently I was saying most of these players in the Gambia just be posting anything. I mean, for me, I'll post a lot of funny stuff on my WhatsApp, but not on my Instagram or my Twitter or my LinkedIn. I feel like they need to be sensitized about what they post on social media too, because
mm,
yeah, they don't really have a lot of education about that, and you don't always know who's watching you. You
mm,
don't always know who's checking on your posts. You don't always know who's following you, because most of these coaches can also have anonymous accounts that if they have interest in you, they'll be like, okay, let me just check on this person, not just basketball, but other career paths. And I feel like FJ can emphasize more on that, because
Definitely.
yeah, yeah, you're a content creator. You post a lot on social media. Like, there's that discipline when you post. So I feel like most of these Gambian players need to know more about how it is important to be disciplined on what you post on social media, and how that reflects on your character as a person.
yeah.
Exactly. I just wanted to add something too as well. For any athlete or any youth who's watching this right now, or will watch this later on, if you have a mentor, a coach, or trainer, someone just like Jim, right? If you know that you have someone in your corner like him, and he's able to help you, right? It's a reminder, just like he said and Rohi said, talent is not gonna just take you anywhere. And just because you get on a flight to the US, to Spain, to Italy, wherever you may be, trust me, talent is not enough. Just like they said, because obviously now I'm talking from the professional aspect, because me, I'm a professional basketball player now. And you see like a lot of kids, I've seen a lot of kids, they're so talented, but the attitude sometimes is crazy. I've seen people like, they get subbed out, they're like not high-fiving, they're just like, heads
Yes.
are down, stuff like that. And for me, I'm like, I understand, but people also have to learn how to manage emotions.
Mhm.
And that's something that's gonna come along the way. Obviously, if you're a youth and you just been, in the Gambia, you're just playing final five scrimmages, you're mad, you're pissed and stuff like that. Obviously, that's just a part of the game. But when you start going to the professional or more so like, college or academies, even in the Gambia, like start being more disciplined, be on time. If Jim is saying like, hey, come to training center at 5 p.m. Don't show up at 4:50 or 4:55, because by 5 p.m. you should be locked in, laces, everything is done. You should be getting shots up already. So trying to get that discipline, that mindset already. Like if you're 5 minutes early before practice, you're late.
Yeah,
Stuff like
yeah,
that. Because and I'm seeing this, and I've seen this. I was playing in Cameroon. We were supposed to have games, and people are like so late. I'm like, wow, okay, this is different. But just
Mhm.
because I have the mindset playing from the US and Europe, like if you're late, you're late. That's a problem. So I'm trying to bring that everywhere I go. So keep that as a mindset for anyone that's watching this. Attitude, managing emotions, being disciplined with time management, everything counts. And that's going to help you as a person, as a player, in everything in life. Like basketball is a way of learning discipline. And this is something that's very important. So it's not about talent, it's the whole package. Yeah.
yeah.
So keep that in mind, everybody. Yeah.
I mean, Gambia, we are not like we are not rich. I
Mhm.
mean, we don't have any opportunities there. I mean, and then look at here, Denmark here. I coach two teams, like U17 and U23. We have 1 hour 30 minutes practice. But before I get to the court, these kids are already there, lace up, and then just ready to practice. And they don't have to be there. They don't need
Yeah.
basketball. Basketball needs them. They got everything they got good school, they're rich. They don't
Mhm.
have to care. But with all that, and they're still here, on time, discipline, working out. I mean, what about us in Gambia? We don't have any opportunity. We don't have nothing. Then we are the one who are supposed to be more disciplined than any other kid. Like like look at Bronny James. Bronny can just go and can just
Yeah.
be, yeah, he can be a CEO in one of his father's company or
Mhm.
whatever. He doesn't have to play basketball, but every day he is going up and down every single day. And then just look at a kid from Bundung or Birkama or Serakunda. You, I mean, you have breakfast, you cannot even have lunch, and then you are not disciplined. I mean, this is crazy. The mindset is crazy. So,
I
so
think I'll
that,
also take I think I'll also take that advice, because I think most of us here struggle with the time management, like the Gambian time
Mhm.
culture.
Oh,
It
that's
disturbs a
killing
lot of
me.
us.
That's
Yeah.
killing me. The Gambian time. Oh
The
my
Gambian
days.
time culture like a lot of us struggle with it. Even I struggle with it sometimes. But yeah, I'll keep in mind. It's
I mean,
something that I've been
I've,
working on
yeah,
for quite a time now, and I'm glad that it's improving a bit. So thank
I've been there before. I've been there
yeah.
before. I was always late. I was not serious. The only time I'm serious with time is when I have to get to the embassy for my visa. So, so, so I was always on time with that. But other than
Yeah,
that, I was always there. But when I get here, you know, things are different. People are
yeah,
disciplined with time. People are running up and down. Now I'm always serious.
yeah.
I'm always serious with time. So that's why I'm not saying I'm not, I'm just trying to encourage the kids back home, let them understand the importance of time and then being disciplined. Discipline is not only about, I have respect for elders, salaam alaikum, giving us. No, no, you have to be disciplined with a lot of things, your life, your schooling, your basketball practice, a lot of things. It involves a lot of things. So with discipline, you can go far.
Of course. And I feel like we're the ones who can change that, because for me, the few times that I've traveled, normally I don't struggle with time, because when they tell me, oh, you have to be here at this time, I'm always there at that time. But with Gambia is different. I think the mindset we have is, okay, the 3-on-3 game tomorrow starts at 4:30, and you'll be like, huh? How am I gonna get fair break? Because so then 4:30, don't forget again. And that is what happens. Like, even if you're there before 4:30, you will not see anybody. Sometimes you don't even see the organizers. So I feel like this it would take us a long way to, remove that mindset from a lot of people here. But one step at a time, I believe we can get there. Coach, I like the fact that you're wearing your brand, the whole
Yeah,
from beyond basketball. I hope you give us one of these hoodies. You give it to our team. So it's really nice. I love it. And
thank you.
we will talk about life beyond basketball. We have seen recently you concluded a camp within the Hope Basketball Academy. And I saw a few videos where interviews were made for players who are going to school, doing their degrees, not just high school, but university students also playing basketball in the Hope Basketball Academy, which is really great because we feel like you put education first. So, your program emphasizes preparation for university, employment, and entrepreneurship. What does life beyond the game truly mean to you?
I mean, one of the things that we try to do at Hope is to make sure that our young people, not only at Hope, but all kids, all young people from different clubs, to
Mhm.
understand that we have to fix our country.
Yeah.
And then nobody's gonna come from outside to fix it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. If we play basketball and we are not educated, and then we end up stopping, we end up not playing basketball anymore. We go back to the states, always getting angry, shouting here, gossiping here,
Yeah.
saying things that doesn't make sense. And then you know how our country is right now. Government is not, you know, doing what they're supposed to do for young people to be able to grow and be successful. So because they're already addicted to whatever corruption and whatever things they're doing. So us, not us, I'm old now, but like the kids back home, they are the future.
Yeah.
With education, even though they stop playing basketball, they're gonna be doctors, they're gonna be ministers, they're gonna be directors.
Yeah.
They're the one who are supposed to fix the country.
Mhm.
So that's why we always tell them, this is beyond basketball. This is about your life. This is about our country. You know, this is about Gomsa Bopa. Like what Senegal. Like if you go to Senegal, you give a microphone to a kid and say, "La Gomsa Bopa." The kid will say a lot of things because they all believe in themselves. You know, we can achieve a lot of things. Gambians, we are very talented. These kids, they are very talented, but we are like rough diamonds.
Mhm.
You need to be safe. Make it look very nice and be able
Yeah.
to sell more. But in
Yeah.
order for us to do that, they have to be able. They should be coachable.
Mhm.
They should listen to coaches. They should listen to mentors. They should research. Get on the YouTube. Read things. Now you have, I don't know, chat. GPT.
Yeah.
You can ask anything and then be able to teach yourself.
Yeah.
So this game alone cannot take you far. We need to do a lot.
Mhm.
And then when it comes to our basketball, I think we need a national dialogue. We need a dialogue, like everybody to come together, and then we sit and then put on a plan and say this is what we're gonna do for basketball. But this is also what we're gonna do for our country. All these kids that are playing basketball, we teach them how to play basketball. We teach them teamwork, leadership, and everything. Even if they don't make it as professional, they have to understand they're also gonna fix our country. They're gonna be ministers, they're gonna be directors, they're gonna be doctors. And then if you are a doctor or you are a minister and they give you millions of dollars and say you have to do this for this country, you pocket some and then just do something different for the Gambia. It's not gonna work. We're gonna be stuck in the same place. And then Bini Man, I don't know if you know Bini Man from Jamaica. He said Gambia is like the 70s and 60s of Jamaica.
It
That's an
makes
insult. Yeah, that's an insult.
very big insult.
You know. So that's why it's important. I mean, it's frustrating sometimes to talk about these things.
Mm.
We sit here, we check on social media, we see a lot of things that is happening in this country, and then the only way we can change it is through sports.
Yeah.
For example, illegal migration. They pay a lot of money to talk to young people about illegal migration. They talk about illegal migration on TV, on radio. Young people don't listen to radios
They
right
don't.
now.
Yeah.
They don't even watch TV. They are glued to their phones, and then you go to the basketball court or football field, you see them they are playing.
Yep.
Like you go to Hope, you go to Streckenda West, you go to BBA, you find a lot of kids there. You can just stand and then talk to them.
Mhm.
So basketball is an avenue that we can use, to empower these young people, talk to them, inspire them, tell them what we need to do for our country.
Mhm.
For us, that's what we believe. That's why we're trying to push. It's hard now because not a lot of people will like what we're doing
Yeah.
because they fear the outcome.
Mhm.
You know, they fear what is gonna come out of it, and then also when we empower women, they fear that also because you know how Gambia is. They don't want women to be in front. They don't want women to be leaders. They just want us, our society, our culture, taught us to always have women behind us. Like
And
even
or sit at
even
home.
yeah, even if a woman stands for president, they're gonna like jigen la jarut sanil karta jigen kay moy lolu.
Yeah.
So all these things we're trying to introduce in our program to make sure that we
Mhm.
give equal opportunities to young girls and then young. But that's why now we have this program called Champions of Change, and Swadu Njie is the coordinator of that project in Ipoh.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's really great. I love that you talk about women empowerment. Yes, that's my thing because I think a lot of times I will protest during trainings when I was in London, when I went to West, and they will always call me Rohi Istuar, that I'm a lot like I love problem a lot, but it's always like why do the boys have this and we have it different? We have a league and we play the league with the boys. But during the finals, sometimes the boys have medals and the girls don't have medals. And the
Yeah.
boys' trophy is bigger than the girls' trophy. I always ask, why does it have to be like that? Like, but always is like, did it hang a good and na kuñ ben nam ne wa yeen wéro leen time bo leen they use for train lola jigéen they use for train like we come for training you come for training we play you play so why does it have to be this be bigger than this. So I love that there's a women empowerment program on your forum, and I love that you talked about how players can also be ministers, presidents. Because my next question was going to be, if basketball was removed tomorrow, would your academy still produce successful youth?
Of course, I mean, right now we already introduced our like we're gonna be doing a lot of
Mhm.
recruitment next semester, and then we decided that we're gonna start from grade 7 and then grow with those kids. Like
Yeah.
each grade, there's something that we have to like that something that we have to talk about. Like grade 7, we teach them discipline, confidence, and then have basic life skills, basketball fundamentals. When they get to grade 8, we start with communication and responsibility, emotional intelligence, teamwork, and digital basics, so things like that. Grade
Mhm.
9, we go with leaderships and problem solving, public speaking, career awareness, and things like. Grade 10, entrepreneurships, you know micro business projects, just to grow with them as they play basketball.
Yeah.
Up
Yeah.
to grade 12, where they transition from high school to university,
University. Mm.
how they have to be financial, independent, teach them all those basic things that they
Mm.
need to, that they need when they finish high school, going to university or after university. Because when we are going to school, I can remember all that they teach us is the Commonwealth. Who care about the Commonwealth? You know, they need to teach us how to be leaders, good leaders, how to be businessmen, how to fix our country, how to do this and this and but instead of teaching us about the Commonwealth, all these crazy things that doesn't even help us. There are a lot of things that I learned in junior school or primary school that I don't even remember anymore, and it doesn't even benefit me anymore. So
Like it
going
doesn't even come close to like
um,
nothing transpires to what you do like when you grow up. Like recently I just saw a tweet, somebody was like, I have not seen anything that has helped me or use the Pythagoras theorem that I was taught in high school. I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. And I think one of the things that I hated the most when I was in high school that I was taught, I feel like it didn't have any impact, was drawing the heart, the frog, the fish. It was already in the textbook. So why do we have to draw it? Like, why do we
Yeah.
have to draw it again on our notebooks and label it when we already have the textbook? So I feel like our education system needs like a huge reform, because that is why most of us like really don't have a very good mindset, and we are not really emotionally intelligent. God help us if we have people or programs like this basketball forums that help us to learn more, but in our schools, like, it's really crazy. So we will talk about the player development and international exposure. We have seen you have helped a few players travel to the US to let more them, so you guys please the US. We have seen you help players travel to the US, to Europe, to have opportunities to play in college or go pro. So you have helped players like Wakambach pursue opportunities overseas. What does it take mentally and structurally to prepare a Gambian athlete for international systems?
I think the the mistakes that we made is not, preparing them for actual whatever they're gonna find in college, for actual college. When they get to the
Yeah.
States, or they get to Spain, things are different.
Mm.
You know, they spend maybe a year or maybe less than a year to adapt to the system. Like I can remember Waka said to me, "Hey, Jim boy, fee boy, danga de 6 o'clock them school, them dow boy fee." Really, it was totally different for him. But he's smart and he's very
Yeah. Yeah.
for him, he's smart, he's very disciplined, he's an amazing person.
Mm-hmm.
And then within less than a year he started, doing well, and I'm very proud of him. But then I think the problem that we're gonna, if we want to solve this problem, is to empower the coaches back home to be in a level of,
Yeah.
yeah, like to be in an international level. That
Mm-hmm.
way they can be able to prepare the kids when they
Mhm.
when they get to college or they get to Spain, they're just gonna play straight, instead of going through a transitional program where they have to adapt to the system of playing in Europe or Spain or America. So I think coaches are a problem now.
Yeah.
Coaches, because if you also want to be a coach, you don't have to be lazy, because you have to research, you have to use YouTube, you have to travel to Senegal, or maybe it's close here, you don't have to get on a flight, and it's easy to get to Senegal.
Yeah.
Meet other coaches, look at their training programs, research, and then bring it back home. That's what I used to do before a lot. you know I think first we have to empower our coaches, all the coaches.
Yes.
Even when they travel to Guinea-Bissau to play, I was watching, but it was difficult for them to play like a good system. Everything was just like come warga warga. It
Wow.
was yeah, it was
Individual.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't in a good standard.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was just warga 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 warga. And then we came back to Gambia. We are like, we are the champions. We did this. We did this. To me, I thought maybe we could have come together and said, we have to fix this problem. We have a big problem. We have to fix it.
Of course.
We have,
Of
we have,
course.
we have to make sure next time we go and play another team from outside Gambia, we have to play at this level, not Gambian
Yeah.
level, another level up. So I think coaches need to be empowered a lot. Empowered a lot, yeah.
That's a very good thing. I think I will applaud coaches like Opong from Banjul. I don't know if you know him, but Coach
Yeah, yeah,
Opong,
yeah.
yeah, he's really focused on creating standards for his kids. He's not even in a hurry to bring them to the league. They're playing the academy levels, but the way these kids play, even if they play with us, the senior girls, I believe we're going to win them, but we're going to struggle for it because of the mindset they play with, how they play with teamwork. So I really love the program he has for the kids, coaches like Coach Dan, like Blaster also are really trying to, help the players develop themselves, not just on the court, but also outside the court, like talking about things like mental health and the others. So I believe we will get there. But like you said, empower the coaches, and not just one or two coaches, but all the coaches. I feel like they need more trainings. Um, the last time the coaches had training, I don't know when it was, but it was 2 weeks, I don't know, training that they had an international coach come over. They did exams through the FIBA level something. They were
Mm.
certified, which was really great. But we need to be having these trainings like frequently, maybe let's say after every 6 months or after every year, because every day this game keeps growing. Like new roles are coming, new opportunities are coming. So the fact that it is growing all the time, we need to be also learning more and more all the time. So I have a follow-up question from that when I asked, which would be what separates local talent from internationally ready talent?
No, international, most of the time they have been, playing since they were very young, and then, in Gambia, most of us, start having gray hair when you start playing basketball, so it's different. And then for international, they keep playing every weekend. Like here, we play every weekend. Every weekend, the kids are playing. Coaches are, getting, more empowered, and then bringing those, technical stuff to the kids. But in Gambia, we have like every day, most of these courts, they have only 2 hours for practice because they don't have lights or
Yeah.
it's not covered. Kids have
Mhm.
to go to school. So it's a big struggle before we can get to the international level. It will be
Yeah.
a very big struggle. And I think the only way, we can, get that out is by starting from, the grassroots. We develop a program and say, this is in the next 10 years, we want to be here. Or in the next 5 years, we want to be here. And then those kids, those small kids, from grade 7, we start, or grade 6, we start, giving them the international standard of coaching, and then growing with them. By the time, they get to 18 years, we have a solid national basketball team that can compete with all these other big teams in the Gambia, all in Africa, and then all over the world.
Of
And then
course.
when they travel also to the States, like I said before, they don't have to struggle for 6 months or 1 year to adapt
Mm-hmm.
to the way of playing. They're just gonna get in and then be part of it.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's a good one. Because a court, everything is
Yeah.
just fine. Like
Yeah.
I believe one day we'll be able to have a very good structure. We'll be able to have
We will,
lights in
we,
our court.
we will have that
At
one
least,
very soon.
yeah, at least have an indoor court. Like just one. We just like
Mm.
the players will be like, we just need one indoor court right now. Just one. We just need one. I hope
We will
we'll be
have
able to.
we will have one very soon, but then we have to prepare them because indoor course you don't just, you have to maintain it. You have to make sure it's clean. You have to make
Yeah.
sure all
Mm,
this, and then it's not the coaches that gonna do that. The
the
coaches,
players.
the players
Mm.
have to do that. I remember the first time I like a couple of years ago, the first time I got a fiberglass at our court. I think it lasted for 2 days. Somebody just come and break it very bad.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And then I wasn't the one playing. It was the kids. So they need to take ownership of whatever is there. So if we're gonna have an indoor court, if you're gonna have whatever standard structure that we're gonna have in the future, they need to take ownership. They need to know that this is ours. If we destroy it, we're gonna destroy,
Yeah.
our opportunities
For
as well.
our own, yeah.
A lot of these coaches, they don't even wanna like. So sometimes I invite coaches from Senegal. They're like, Gambia, I'm getting court bu baax ban façon court ngeen am. Then I will take a picture. I will send a picture to them. They were like, man, what about inshallah, and they will never come.
They'll never come.
They will
Yeah.
Yeah.
never come because,
It's like a
Yeah.
joke to them.
yeah, because it's like we are not serious.
Mm-hmm.
We are not serious. I used to be even I'm gonna say this on record. I used to be upset with the president of Basketball Africa League
Mm-hmm.
because I had a lot of conversations with him. He got my number. I had his number. Sometimes he will send me a message and said, Muhammed, what's new in Gambian basketball? Then I say, I will reply. We have this very good relationship. He's like I would say uncle to me. I look up to him a lot. Not only him, and a lot of these coaches from NBA Africa. I used to be upset with a lot of them. But then, come to think of it, then I said, we are not ready, Gambia.
Yeah.
These people, they cannot waste their time, get on flights, come to the Gambia, and at the end, they just come to a basketball court that have a rim like this, or kids coming late, coaches arguing among themselves, you know,
Mm.
too many, crazy things happening.
Problems. Like
Yeah.
a lot of things are happening
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah. So we are not ready right now.
Mm.
That's what I think. Is I know they keep telling me that I don't have to say things directly. I have to make so my masla, I masla. But that's not me anymore. I've changed
Yeah,
a lot of things. I say things as it is.
of course.
You like
Yeah.
it or hate it, but this is where we are, so we have to change it. The reason why I'm here running after teams, collecting shoes, weekend when I'm supposed to be, relaxing, I'm in the car, driving to other teams, talking to them, we have a lot of kids there. Can you give us your shoes? I'm collecting shoes, just to be able. Right now in my balcony here, I got like bags of shoes there that I have to send to the Gambia, But I said to myself, why am I doing all these things? I'm tired now. I have to stop because Gambia, we're not ready.
Yeah.
We're not ready. I came with one guy to Gambia couple of years ago. We went to the ministry. He said, we don't need you to give us money. All that we
Mm-hmm.
need is the green light for us to be able to develop something. But we need to have a committee that we can trust. All that you have to do is just come and cut the ribbon for a basketball court or for an indoor court for something like that. And then the answer we got was terrible. And then the guy got in his car and said, Jim, I cannot do this anymore. I have to go. And since then, we never even tried to do anything again.
Yeah.
So it's sad. We are
Yes.
not ready. Yeah, we are not ready.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of your interviews here. A lot of them will come and say the nice thing, about, we try to masla about
Mm-hmm.
Gambia. And I think we have to pass that now. We have to talk,
Yeah.
look at each other in the eye and then say whatever we need to do to make it happen. Like I have now, I got a lot of kids that are not happy with me because I say things direct. I don't masla. You're not. You play in basketball. You under the rim. You can make simple layup, or you can make simple dunk, and then make a point. You just try to play like Steph Curry, or you want to do like LeBron James. Then I get upset. I'm like, you don't do this. We don't need this. And then you're not happy with me because they are not used to us telling them the truth.
The truth. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are not
This is just
used to that.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt there.
No.
This is actually, I'm happy that you're here, honestly, because we need more people to be open and say things straight and don't do this around the corner thing, right? You just go straight to the point. And I know it is hard to do it because of just the
Mhm.
culture wise, how it is in the Gambia and Africa in general. It's not as easy to just go straight to the point, because if you do that, oh, why is he saying this? Why is she saying this? Like,
Mm.
don't this person know that this is gonna mess up the reputation or something like that, right? I just
Yeah.
want to go back real quick into the question, what it was like, what's separating the local talent and internationally ready talent, right? One thing that you said was people were getting like mad at you, feeling some type of way when you say something straight to the point to them or give them straight feedback. It doesn't even have to be in a bad way how you say it. It's just plain simple, just honest.
Mm.
Make it come
Yeah.
up harsh for them, right? If people cannot take any criticism, because basketball is not just all fun and flowers, everything is cool. Like, you're gonna get some coaches gonna yell at you, they're gonna scream at you. Some people are gonna say it nicely, some people are not gonna say it nicely. That's what I'm saying. People, if you're a talent there in the Gambia, if you're not ready to take any criticism,
Mhm.
it will be a struggle. It will be a struggle when you go, especially to the US. For example, Waka, for example, he can definitely co-sign this, what I'm saying, like times 100.
Yeah.
Coaches, they're gonna boom, baseline, just keep running. If you're gonna
Mhm.
have attitude, just don't come to practice.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. I'm not saying maybe that's he's been going through that, but this is the typical. That's how it can be over there, and also like internationally as well. Taking
Mhm.
criticism, and it all goes back to how you take it back home in the Gambia. If you're
Yeah.
not having, that's what I also wanted to ask you, and also Rohi, maybe you also can answer this specifically.
Mm.
How is the relations between coaches and players in the Gambia usually? Because obviously there's one thing if you have a friendly relationship, you can joke, you can laugh with your coach, but when it's game time or it's practice time, it's serious. Do you feel like our coaches in the Gambia can actually, differ the line between, professional coaching and just be straight up coaching, and then just being the friendly and just not saying, saying what they want to say to the coaches because they want to hurt their feelings because they know the family, they know the mom, the dad, the uncle is maybe a manager somewhere, Is it a little bit of politics there, if that makes sense? Or do you feel like our coaches can actually be straight up to the point with our players to help them get ready and locked in practices to help them furthermore when they leave the Gambia?
We have a lot of we
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
lot of
coach, you can go.
yeah, we have a lot of coaches, but we don't have a lot of leaders. That's the problem.
Mhm,
And then if you want to be a good coach, you also have to be a good leader.
mhm.
I mean, some of these kids, they look up to us like, you know, they believe in us like crazy. They just, even if they are at home or with their friends, they were talking about these coaches. Hey, coach this is good, coach this is good. I mean, but then when you are the basketball coach, you coach at the same time, you bring other, jokes that doesn't make sense. That's not gonna help, the kid. Some of these kids also always they don't kids don't ask advice from coaches. But then us the coaches, did we give them those opportunities to ask us questions apart from after the court? We don't. I mean, we're looking at their parents, or we say, Halibi, maybe uncle am dafa am xaalis de suma ko waxee lii dafa am mer suma meree maybe du baax. All those things
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Mm.
Say it as it is. Right now, back home and here, I talk to all these players every Sunday, most of the time. Waka, Buba, Pamusa, and a lot of them. And they know me. They call me Yaya Jammeh because I just tell them the truth. We can joke. I joke
Yeah.
with them sometimes, but I just say it as it is. Look, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. Because my reputation also is there. Because all of them, I played a little part in, where they are right now. Some of them I took a very big risk, for them to be able to be at, where they are. And I don't get paid for it. I don't get nothing for it. So if they wanna play, they have to play. But then they don't have somebody to tell them the truth as it is. When coaches call them or when people call them, boy, Yangi Garau, you're doing this, you are unstoppable. No, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You watch their games, you see their mistakes, you call them, look, I'm happy that you're doing great. There's a mistake here, you have to work on it. This is your weakness, you have to
Yes.
work on this, you have to work on this. And after that, you just joke. You can joke whatever you want to joke with it. But in Gambia, that is one of the things that is affecting us a lot. Coaches needs to be, that's why I said coaches need to be empowered a lot. I'm not going to blame them because of we don't have the opportunity to do a lot of things. We don't have the opportunities to get these trainings that other international coaches have. But when it comes to us and the kids, there shouldn't be maslaha or trying to you know make it easy for them. Teach them what
Yeah.
they need to know, guide them, and then be their leader, motivate them, push them. That's all. That's what I think.
So I'm glad Coach Jim talked about we should stop the maslaha because for me I play for West and our head coach for the female team. I'm glad that Coach Adama, Coach Blaster and Coach Badara are on the live chat. Our head coach is actually Senegalese. His name is
Mhm.
Boga.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of videos that my sister will see on the internet from Senegal, like coaches shouting on players, and she'll be like, "Hana yan lila nene def si court bi." And I'll be like, sometimes we even face even harder. But I love the fact that my coach, he's had on us during games, during trainings. But when he sees that he has said something that might affect your confidence when you go home, you see a message from him on WhatsApp. I said this and this and this today because I believe this and this is best for you. And what you did was wrong. And I will want you to do it like this and this and this and this the next time. And most of the times people will be like, oh, Boga is always hard on the girls. And I'm like, you people don't know. This guy is doing what is best for us. And we know that it is best for us, even though we sometimes we feel that it is hard. But he tells us the facts. And there is no way that you will see a player like disrespect a coach openly from the West female team, like openly people are watching, because we see that a lot in the Gambia. Players can just disrespect their coaches, like your coach can tell you this and maybe you throw hands, or your coach is talking to you, just take your bag and leave. We see that a lot, but that doesn't happen with us because we have a system. It's very good to have a system in a club. Like when you have a system, it's either the player respects or follows that system or they just leave. So I feel like the system doesn't run in a lot of clubs because like we said, the coaches are not paid. So some of these coaches, they're like, man mom kay, kom ka nekun di ma fake kay ben hala duma take stress. Stuff, stuff like that. But we see coaches like Coach Badara and Coach Blaster, like they can be very emotional because they're angry when kids do some stuff. Like sometimes I'll be like, hey, Coach Badara, play some because he'll be when there's a game and they do something wrong, he will, even though they're like Wahambanes, like they're not small boys, but he would tell them this and this and this and this, like shout on them, and they would just be like, listen, listen. Same as Blaster, they will call him Coach Crash Out. But these kids, sometimes they just take everything as a joke, and I feel like that affects them when they travel because sometimes they're so entitled that this person cannot tell me this because they're not my parents. There's a lot of that in the Gambia here, so it's crazy, FJ, that sometimes we have a lot of player coach problems here in the Gambia that often leads to the player transferring to another team, not because the coach did something bad, but because he was just trying to correct the player. Or sometimes you'll be like, the player will be like, man, coach be mom like what ma wala. This coach, I'm speaking Wolof, FJ, sorry. This coach,
No, I understand
yeah.
everything. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm
Okay,
good.
this coach doesn't like me, or this coach puts this player before me. You hear a lot about that. So it's good now we have a system to play in each club, but it's also good that like Coach Jim said, we empower these coaches because it's important that we also sensitize them on how to communicate with these kids, how to tell them the hard truth, like criticize them in a good way, not in a good way, criticize them in a way that they will actually reflect on what they do and how they do it when they're on and off the court. So
Correct.
I'm,
Correct.
I'm, I mean, we all, have feelings also, because sometimes it's not that you're a coach, so everything have to be for the kid, that you have to maybe take it easy with the kid. You also have feelings. Sometimes you talk to the kids and they will just say something back to you, and then it
yeah.
hurts. It hurts really well. Like
Mhm.
I said this to my mom the other day. The most painful things that I had in having my life is from these kids. And then also I'm very emotional sometimes,
Yeah.
especially when I spend a lot of time, effort, resources on a particular kid, and next minute the kid does something to me. I feel I wasn't doing that for payment or anything, but I feel like it's disrespect. You know, it's not loyalty.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad that sometimes
Mhm.
I act in a certain way.
Mhm.
But now is a little bit different. I try to talk to these players. If they don't want to listen, I just ignore.
Yeah.
But when I ignore, they keep coming. Everything keep coming back to me, and the kid will come back to me, and I will say, "Look, I was trying to tell you this before.
Yeah.
Like right now, there is a kid who is having problem in our team, and then he want to move.
Oh,
He
wow.
want to yeah, he want to move to another team,
Team.
and that kid is one of the kids that we spend a lot of resources on, shoes, jerseys, money for school, a
Yeah.
lot of things. And then I sent him a message and said, "Why do you want to move? What's wrong?" Until today, he doesn't reply anymore. So I felt disrespected.
Of
So I'm
course.
like, he can talk to me,
Of course.
And then when we get that fiberglass, is the fiberglass basketball, like that fiber basketball ring, he was the one who broke it.
Okay.
And so I'm just saying this as an, it hurts, a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm here thinking maybe he's going through something that needs to be addressed. Maybe he's fighting his own battle. I'm also fighting my own battle.
Of
But
course.
the difference is I'm more mature. I'm the coach. I'm supposed to be the lead. I'm supposed to guide him. So I'm sitting down waiting for him to come back. But
Yeah.
when he comes back, I'm gonna tell him the truth without hesitation. This is what
Mhm.
you did, and this is what is wrong. And if you want to make it in life, you don't treat people this way. It's wrong.
Right.
Okay.
That's
I mean, if they don't learn to hear the hard truth, if they go and play any like as far Jalo, you are playing professional. Sometimes you play against people that will trash talk you, you know,
yes.
a lot. And
Yes.
if you are somebody that is soft, you might not be able to handle that. Like
Yeah.
the other day I was watching one of your videos where you were, about the workout, like your workout that you normally do, and then you were saying these things. It was very easy, simple, calm, and you were very calm. And I said to myself, I don't understand this girl. When she's talking on video, she's calm, very respectful, but in the court, she's a beast.
Is the best.
You, you
Yeah.
know, so I'm like, the level she's playing at is completely different, from what she's showing out there.
Mm.
You can handle a lot of things playing basketball. And I
Mhm.
wish most of our young girls in the Gambia do the same, because for me, I think girls are more easier to coach than boys.
Mhm.
You tell them to do this, they're gonna do it. Boys, you tell them to shoot, they wanna shoot like Steph Curry. They wanna shoot with their hands at the other side, and things like that. So I think I was just wanted to say this just to tell you
Mm,
how much is important for you to keep doing what you're doing, because I think not only
appreciate
me,
it.
but a lot of these young girls are looking at you,
Yeah.
and they might learn one or two things from you.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you. I
No,
appreciate it really. Thank you.
welcome.
And we have like four other questions before we finish the part today. And I love that coach also talked about this trash talk thing. I'm just gonna say something small about it. I feel like coaches also need to sensitize their players more about this trash talk something because Mustafa is here. We have coaches here that has initiated a lot of problems, especially in the female league, because they believe when somebody says something trash to you, then after the game they take it at heart. Like there's no sportsmanship, so they're always like angry because of that, and it creates a lot of problem because this person said this to me, so when she greets me, I'll not greet her back. So that has brought a lot of problems in the female league, and I feel like a lot of sensitization needs to be done because with the guys you see them trash talk each other because I believe they watch a lot of games internationally. They trash talk each other, and after the game, they greet each other like, "Hey, you did this to me today. You did this to me today." Like it's really nice. But for the female, maybe FJ, you have a lot of players maybe following you on Instagram, so we would really appreciate if you teach us or give us more knowledge about that because I played just once outside of Gambia. I went to Senegal and we were playing, and these Senegalese players and fans were insulting us very bad. And I was laughing because I'm like, oh, this is what happens here because I always don't take things serious. So when I was laughing, my teammate was like telling me, Rohia, why are you laughing? I'm like, because I don't want to be angry. So let me just laugh. That's my coping mechanism right now. And it was really crazy. After the game, they came to us, they talked to us nice. I'm like, oh, wow, there's always level to this. There's always levels to everything because if you insult somebody in Gambia, bro, they're gonna stop the game and you guys are going to fight seriously. So
Yeah.
I will really be happy, FJ, if you sensitize us on that. So Coach I will give you a pregnant question. If Hope Academy's model was implemented nationwide, that's outside Gambia, how would Gambian development change through it? And what support do you think private academies need from stakeholders to scale impact?
I mean, in a couple of years ago, we wanted to have hope, you know, all over the Gambia, especially from Basse N,
Wow.
you know, Jajara Soma. We did a couple of activities there also. And
Yeah.
then I think one of our coaches is also doing something there. That is Coach Badara is helping the kids in Bansang.
Mm.
Yeah, and not long ago he went to Basse also to help them start a program like a basketball program. But then we cannot do it alone. We cannot have it nationwide because of funding. like what Seed is doing in Senegal, having
Yeah.
different academies in Kaula. Like they're like branches of Seed where they also get kids to come to the main center that is in Cheers in Seneps.
Mhm.
But they got the funding for it. But we don't have the funding for it. We cannot do it nationwide. What we can do is to encourage other people to also start similar programs in their own area. Just like what I did with Let It Fly, encourage Dan to say, look, start your own program. By then I was telling him to start it in Pipeline, that job, because the court there is a free court there. But then at the end he got it in YMCA, which is very good. And also maybe encourage other people in Birkama, Bansang, let them also start with their own program. But then all of us have to understand one thing. We are all we all have to come together, have a similar program that we teach these kids differently in our own separate academies.
Yeah.
Maybe we can even have weekend tournaments so that all of them can come together and then play.
Right.
But the vision here is to change the way we play for the entire country. The vision here is to make sure that in the next couple of years we have a national team. But if we also want to maintain it only on basketball, it's not gonna work. We're just gonna keep on coming back to the same circle again. We're just gonna keep on having kids that are gonna stop playing basketball because of injury, or maybe they don't love the game anymore. They go back to the states, smoke, or do whatever they have to do, or maybe go to Libya, Italy through Libya, and then have so many difficulties on the way. So for hope we cannot do it nationwide for now. Maybe in the next couple of years we will try and do that. But for
Yeah.
now, we cannot do it nationwide because we have so many plans that we are working on right now. Uh, but it's just step by step. Right now, our main focus will be having our programming from grade 7 to 12, and also the women program because that one is, personal to me. I grew up in my mom is like Bajane Go. I don't know if you know Bajane Go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Maybe FJ, I'll explain later.
yeah, but Bajane Go is like community. I don't know how to explain this in English, but
Yeah,
he
like
she helps a lot of women in our
women.
community. Yeah, they all come together and then talk about the things that are affecting them in their marriages and advise each other and things like that. So that's why I always want to, like, even right now at Hope, I'm always crying for a female coach. We need a female coach. Even if you have to, get money from somewhere to pay that female coach money to just to be able for her to coach our girls, it will be amazing
Girls.
because yeah,
Mm.
the girls deserve it. And then pushing them, empowering them is one of the most important thing we also want. If you like the coordinator for Champions of Change in our sub that project in Hope is
Mhm.
Swadu Njie. Swadu was playing basketball in Hope, but
Yeah.
she was also focused on her education. And I think
Okay.
right now she works with the Ministry of Interior, I think something like that.
Yes, she works there.
Yeah, she works there and she's the coordinator of the girls project. So you see, if we have another maybe 10 or 15 Swadus, you know, things will change.
Change,
Young,
yeah.
young, yeah, young girls will not have to believe that they don't even have to finish high school. They just have to go and get husband and then go and sit at home somewhere. They have to finish high school, get a good job, be independent, and then work for themselves.
Of course.
But I hope we all the academies are able to come together and then have one program, one syllabus that we will be able to teach, you know, in different teams, in different academies, just for the Gambia, not to compete among ourselves, but for the Gambia.
Okay. So, Coach, my last question would be if one 14-year-old is watching this podcast today, what message would you give them?
Life is not life is not like an elevator where you just get in and then it takes you up. Now it's step by step you have to go. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you have this inner voice in you that says you cannot do this. So what if I do bad? That keep discouraging you, and then you keep believing that it happens to me. It happens to so many other people. I think still now in Gambia, a lot of people want to do something, but they're having problem. They are not confident enough, to pursue that. Let them know that whatever at this age, 14, when you are 14. at this age, you can be good or you can be bad. This is where you are in a point where you have to focus 100% on your education,
Mhm.
use your energy, use your power, do whatever you have to do to succeed, and then be loyal to people. Okay, you don't just have to get from people all the time like jama 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 jama. You also have to give back. You have to give back. A lot of us are stuck in one, one area, and then we think we are not good enough. We are good enough, but the way we are, our attitude towards each other, and then how we approach things is different. Like
Yeah.
when I started Hope, I was going to schools trying to recruit players, people to come and play. So I met this particular boy. I think he was around 13 or 14. Charles Zhao. He was very tall. I said, "Look, come and play basketball. I will teach you basketball. Things might be better for you." And then he said to me, "Loma Tope, am I the only person here? Why are you talking to me?" He was very disrespectful. So when Pa Musa, Nua Alassane went to Spain, Buba Waka, and they came back for holiday. So I rented Q City where we had our practice. I rented the gym where they can also, have that area. And that boy's mother, that boy who was this, who was not nice to me before, the mother was the cleaner at Q City. So the mother came to me and said, "Small Dom, he's very tall. Can you please get him to play basketball?" Then I said to the mom, "Get the boy to come. I'll meet him here tomorrow." The boy came and saw me and he was like this. He
Yeah.
remembered he remembered what he told me a long time ago. So I said to myself, "Look, ignore that. I'm already past that. Do you want to play basketball?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Come back, come tomorrow." The boy is tall. He came tomorrow, but I think inside him he
Yeah.
felt feel guilty. He cannot
Guilty.
stay there. He ended up leaving. So all these young people that are playing basketball in the Gambia, just be a good person, have a good character. These coaches, even if you are like Michael Jordan, you don't have a good character, they don't care about you. They don't want somebody coming and messing up their locker room. They want good people, good student athletes.
Sure.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach. It was really nice having you here today.
Can
Honestly,
I
Yeah.
say
this
something? Can
yeah,
I say something before I go?
yeah.
I started Hope, but Hope is not only me. There are a
Mm,
lot of people behind Hope that are helping Hope. Right now I'm here and Hope is still moving. Like
yeah.
the director who is Omar Boro.
Mm,
He's like one of those, top-notch guys who, makes sure everything's going. Like Bubatro, one of my friends who when I approached him and said, "Look, I want to start Hope. This is my idea." He said, "Let's do it." Since then, he's been helping.
mhm.
Father who Ibrahim Sise, father who is having our logistics. We have Mohammed Jada, our communication. We
Yeah.
have Coach Badara who is having the grassroots basketball development, and Swadu Njie, our boss. The most amazing in the group. So all these people are helping, trying to make sure that we
And
succeed.
Adamacham. Yeah.
Aramacham, exactly, the finance guy. The finance
Yeah.
guy. He's the one who handle our finance, but very crazy, guy. So all these people are helping. It's not only about me. And then I want to shout out also to all the other teams, all the other coaches that are also trying. Coach Brian in Lamen, he is young and doing very well. Coach Balasta also, you
Yeah.
know, Coach Dan, and all these other guys that are doing something good for these kids. Let us just come together and unite and change the game for Gambia. That's what I think. Let's unite. If we don't unite, we cannot fix this country.
Of course. Unity is the priority. So, Coach
Yeah.
Jim, thank you so much. I really want to thank you for accepting our invitation. It was really having you today. We had a very fruitful conversation in FJ. I mean, it was nice me being here. I saw Coach Adababaro saying "Ndogu jotna," but your mom like correct. I will let FJ, say her goodbyes before we end the
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, once again for me as well. This was amazing. Like I said, I was really excited about this call. So I was happy that you were able to join us. And obviously you're not far from me when I'm back home in Sweden. You're in Denmark. It's not far
Yeah,
at all. We will definitely find a way to connect
yeah,
during the off season. As soon as I'm done, if I have the time, we're gonna find a way. We're gonna talk. But you taught me a lot about, how to about your academy. This is also going to help me, when I'm done with my basketball, because I have so many ideas. Hearing about things that you're doing, how you're doing it with the help of, your team, it's just giving me a lot of ideas. So I'm locked in, ready to type everything down when we're done with the call. So I'm really happy, and I hope we'll be able to see you soon again to learn more about, other projects that you have in mind that will probably be rolling and getting started. So we'll definitely see you again, hopefully here on the podcast.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I mean, you
Thank
guys are
you.
amazing. You guys are amazing. I've been following all of you. Rohi, you're doing very well with the, international miss,
Yeah.
you're doing very, keep it up, man.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
You,
You're
I
doing very
will.
well.
Thank you.
Fatmata also.
Thank
I
you.
have,
Appreciate it.
I have huge respect for you.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing what you're doing. We might not talk before, but I'm always watching. I'm always, you know, listening. So
Thank you.
keep it up. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
Coach. Thank you.